on computer. All right. Now we're recording. Yay. Welcome to Solutions of Recovery. I'm your host, Pastor Brenda Davis, and you met my co-host, Sarah Jean. We created Solutions of Recovery for you. And this event is going to be packed full of information and golden nuggets. So grab you a pen and some paper and let's get started. Why be the victim of your life when you can be the superhero? Are you tired of the same old everyday struggle to stay clean and sober? Well, in this event, you will learn that you don't have to be. You can be the superhero of your life and you can fully recover. So again, welcome to Solutions of Recovery. What you will be recovering here today is you. The truth about you and who you are. So I want to get into the definition of recovery first. I feel this is very important. Now I just Googled this is Webster's dictionary. It's the description that they give for recovery. So it's the return of something lost or stolen, a return to a normal state of health, mind, or strength, the action of regaining possession of something lost or stolen, the act, process, or an instance of recovering, the process of combating a disorder or a real or perceived problem. Excuse me. So Webster's dictionary gives this sentence to describe recovery. She made a full recovery. Now, if you notice, nowhere in this description, in this definition, do you see the word struggle or the rest of your life. And that's what's important here, because we don't have to struggle the rest of our life in addiction. We can be completely free and have a full recovery. And even Webster's dictionary agrees with us there in the statement that she made a full recovery. So this will be a highly interactive workshop. You will need 2 sheets of paper and a pen. So who's ready to get started? Are you ready? Great, awesome. Are you ready to write down your steps to freedom? So this is the first thing I would like you to write down. The word breakthrough. This is going to be very important throughout this event. Every time you receive a golden nugget, I would like you to write breakthrough in the chat. That will make it interactive for you and help sink in the nuggets that you're receiving. So what will you get from this masterclass? As I said in the beginning, you will get what you want to receive. You can choose to embrace and apply, or you can get pissed off and deny. That's completely your choice. In this event, you will discover the 4 steps of Solutions of Recovery formula. You'll learn how to regain control of your life, choose the right goals that will lead you to happiness and success, and walk away with your own personalized step-by-step solutions roadmap. Excuse me. At the end of this workshop, I'm going to give you a very special gift that will give you the tools, resources, strategies, and community to make your impossible dreams become reality. Who would love to make your impossible dreams become a reality today? Who here is in recovery? Great. That is beautiful. I love being in recovery, and I love the freedom that not having to chase the drug every day has given me. So who here would like to have a step-by-step roadmap leading you to a life beyond your wildest dreams? Woohoo! Doesn't that sound great? I happen to have, excuse me, I got something in my throat there for a second. um, I happen to have the exact road to freedom that I used. And that's what I'll be providing you here today is the exact road to freedom that I use to find myself and who I truly am in my I am presence. So here, I get tongue-tied sometimes. I'm so excited to be presenting to you guys today. And so please just overlook the tongue ties. I may go a few times and it's not to you. It's just to spit out all that extra in my mouth, right? So who here hates claiming the label of addict? I hated claiming the label of addict. I hated standing up in meetings and saying I am an addict after I got clean because I was no longer an addict and neither are you. After you've stopped using, you are no longer an addict and you no longer have to be a victim to the addiction or to claim that label. Of course, you can choose to claim that label if you want to. That's totally up to you. So what if I told you you don't have to claim that label, that you don't have to be a victim to addiction the rest of your life? Does that sound good? Raise your hand if that pissed you off because you believe you have a disease that you will never get rid of. Why? Why did it piss you off? Because the truth will most likely piss you off before it sets you free. And that is just a warning for this event. If you are triggered right now, you may possibly become more triggered as the event goes. If you're wanting to hold on to that victim mentality, this event probably is not for you and probably is going to piss you off. And I hope that you stay till the end of it because there's going to be so many gold nuggets and you will just be so amazed at the presence that you can have within yourself. All right, slide. I'm going to switch slides here in a second. I'm hitting the wrong button, you guys. That's totally my fault. I'm trying to look at the screen and then not be looking down at my mouse pad. So it may take me a second to switch through slides, and that's all perfect, right? Because we're all just human here. We're nobody special. I'm nobody special. I don't have anything within me that you don't already have within you. So brace yourself because you may be really pissed off by the end of this event. Who here would like to have better results in their recovery? I struggled almost 20 years to stay clean and sober, and I always ended up failing or feeling like a failure, like I didn't do enough. And then relapse would come, right? And I would be back into my active addiction. And when I discovered how to set myself free from the relapse, right? Because it's not the addiction even that we have to set ourselves free from. It's the belief systems we have about ourselves. And as I began to believe in who I truly was, I learned how to take my power back and how to be completely free. Are you ready to find out how that's possible? That's why you're here, right? To find out how it's possible to be completely free of addiction. Are you ready to transform your life and stop the insanity of relapse and stop the insanity of the everyday struggle and battle? Do you believe it's possible? Do you believe it's possible to be completely free from addiction? Do you believe that you don't have to be trapped in this endless vicious cycle of everyday struggles and every day having to maintain your level of sobriety? Because yes, it is possible. And the biggest myth is I will believe it when I see it. But the truth is you will see it when you believe it, right? So you may be sitting there thinking right now that there's no way you will ever be completely free from addiction, that you will always battle and struggle. And I'm here to tell you today, if you begin to see that through a different lens, through a different view, that you will believe that you can be completely free from addiction. So if you haven't been able to achieve great results in your recovery so far, I'm here to tell you it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you've been trapped in this endless cycle and this endless vicious struggle to stay clean and sober. It's the way we're taught. It's the program belief systems that's out there for the recovery system right now, that you will every day continue to struggle and continue to battle and continue to fight, and that you will every day be an addict. And that is just not true. It doesn't have to be true unless you make it true for you. Who would like to know why? Why is it an endless struggle? Why is it an endless battle? Because we make it that way, because it's taught, right? It's taught in all the recovery programs that it's a 12-step process to freedom, and that as you go through these steps, if you don't apply yourself properly and if you don't apply the steps properly, then you're going to fail. And that's just not true. You don't have to be a failure unless you choose to be one. Very important here today. I want you to expect miracles, because miracles do happen, and we may not see them with our earthly eyes every day around us, but they're happening all around us every day. And today could be your day for a miracle. Today could be your day that you discover that you are no longer an addict and that you no longer have to struggle. What was my miracle? You may want to know, or you may be asking yourself, what was the miracle that changed Pastor Brenda's life? And I'm going to tell you that miracle come to me in the art of an event. It come across my Facebook page a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, I was stuck in the same struggle of trying to constantly maintain my sobriety. And it was an endless vicious cycle that I had to find a way out of. And when this event come across my page on Facebook, I quickly dismissed it right at first, because it was scary and I didn't understand in those moments the power that I hold within me. So I would like to take some sharing at this time and give you a few minutes to just kind of voice what you're feeling from what you've heard so far, and allow you to introduce yourself and give us just a brief explanation of why you're here today. Would anybody like to share?
Hey guys, so my name is Christy, and why I'm here is twofold. For one, Brenda, you've been such a gift in my life. You were the first person who did the breakthrough process with me, and you were my very first breakthrough guide, and it was so powerful. And this it's been powerful to be on this journey with you and see you. Like, I'm just blown away, and I love you, and I want to support you, and I also want to watch you give this presentation so I can do it. And and I think just to full transparency, I've never been addicted to any drugs. Fortunately, my body told me that they are not good for me, and I'm like allergic to it, actually. And so everything that I've ever tried, I've had an allergic reaction to, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not my thing. But I know that I've been allergic to people too. Codependent relationships. I know there's an addiction in that, and being addicted to needing people in my life. And I've been to Al-Anon. That's, my ex-husband, I think, has a drinking problem. I'm not going to really go into that, but I needed some support in what that was and to break free from that. So that's where my experience is. And one thing that I really got out of this that you've said so far was, and I can't remember exactly the words you used, but it said, it's not the addiction. And I can't remember what you said, like what we hold on to or what we're addicted to or whatever. It's not the drug or whatever, or the addiction, it's the beliefs of it. And I love the way you said that. It just like, that resonated with me. So, I love that. God, I love that we're all here together and blazing a trail. And I think this message that you have is it for people who are in recovery is so, so, so powerful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Christy. That was a beautiful share. And I so enjoy just being a part of your life. And one of our main, what is the word I'm looking for? One of the main things we teach here at Solutions of Recovery is if I can do it, you can do it. If I can be it, you can be it. Because we all have that same power, that same I am presence inside of us. It just needs to be awoken and discovered. Anybody else like to share?
I will.
All right.
So I met Brenda in Earthwaking, and she's been a godsend for me too. We've gotten through a lot of breakthroughs together, and it was like we were at the same time, like going through the same exact things. And it was just like, wow, to have somebody that was spiritually connected like that through Zoom. And even in my home, it was just very, very hard to go through those things. I was an addict. I was using methamphetamine for a while. And I also, smoked pot here and there, and did a lot of different things, but that one got me pretty bad. And it was really hard to get that monkey off my back because it was an escapism. I just wanted space. I wanted to have something to where I could just get away from all the minutia, right? And so I used every excuse in the book. I used all these different things because everyone is addicted to something. You could be addicted to your TV. You could get addicted to food. You could get addicted to distractions. Addicted to approval was my biggest thing. I found that was underneath all of that. I wanted to be in approval by people. And so that was my addiction. It didn't matter what I used. I wanted approval by people to see my love and to see who I was. And I already was that. It was just kind of a discovery piece for me. So I love my addiction. I loved that part of what I went through because it made me who I am today. And I wouldn't be able to reach the people that I'm able to now without it. So it's my greatest strength and was my greatest weakness at the same time. And Brenda has just been this amazing catalyst to where I was able to like be inspired by her and see her light, and just this was inspired by it. And I just thank you so much, Pastor Brenda. It's been an amazing journey with you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah Jean. You are a beautiful gift in my life also. And Sarah Jean is actually a co-founder of Solutions of Recovery. She's been with me since the very beginning, and she helped me name Solutions of Recovery. So it's beautiful having her here as my co-host today. And I just love her so much. She is such a light and an inspiration in our lives. And the miracle that we both discovered, and I think that we've all discovered here that are here today, is that we don't have to be powerless anymore. We don't have to give our power to an outside source, because we've claimed and we've identified the power that we hold within ourselves. And I think that's the most beautiful part of my miracle, is reclaiming my power, reclaiming the life that I deserve, that is my birthright to be, right, to have that power. So my miracle was the transformation of my belief system about myself. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I used to believe about myself, and what really kept me trapped in the addiction was the feelings of worthlessness, the feelings of I'll never amount to anything, I'm no good, I just hurt everybody that I come in contact with. So why not? Why not use? Why not be what everybody thought I was? And that was worthless. And it's not even that everybody thought that about me, but it's what I thought about myself. So that's what I seen in everybody else's eyes and everybody else's vision of me. It was a disappointment. It was worthlessness, and it was ruined and no good. And so I built a life around those beliefs, and that life included drugs and alcohol and sex and men and everything on the outside of the world, right? Because I was looking for something. I was looking for love, and I was looking for it in other people. And I didn't know that the love I was looking for was really within me, that it was really myself that I was looking for. And that was the most transformational moment in my life, to find out that I was really the love I was looking for. And when I began that journey to find the love for myself and the love that I was, that was the transformation that happened in my life. That is what's brought me here today, to be in front of you guys, to be putting on this event, to be giving this information, because I want everybody to love themselves the way I love myself. I don't want anybody to hurt and feel lost and feel alone and feel hollow inside their self, because I know what that presence brings, and I know what that place feels like, and I know how alone it is. And I just want you all to know that you're not alone today. You're not alone here, and you're never alone in these moments, that we are always with you. We are here to support you and to lead you and to guide you. So I transformed a life from addiction, worthlessness, hopelessness, wishing I was dead every day, and hating myself. I've transformed anxiety, bipolar, multiple personality disorder, depression, and schizophrenia, all by going into myself and finding the love that I am, and finding the light that I am within myself. It wasn't out there, wasn't my answers. The outside world wasn't my answers. It wasn't my freedom. This inside journey of myself is what give me the freedom and what give me the truth of who I am. Let me just look over my notes here. So what I made all of the addiction, the multiple personality, the bipolar, the anxiety, the depression, the schizophrenia, what I made it mean about me was that I really was worthless. I really was ruined, because I had all these disorders. I had all these diseases. And, heck, the doctors told me it was all true. The psychiatrists told me it was all true. AA told me it was all true. Every recovery program I'd ever been in told me I would be an addict the rest of my life. And I believed it. And I believed it because it was my peers. It was people I looked up to, right? It was doctors. They know so much more than I could ever know. They went to school for all these years. So if they said I was all these things, I must be that, right? And it wasn't right. It wasn't true. What was true for me is that all of these disorders, the addiction, the alcoholism, all of it was handed down. It was handed down belief systems, right? It was programmed in from the outside world. It's what I was taught. It's what I was seeing. You know, my mom was an alcoholic. She drank all the time. She used drugs to mask her feelings and to deal with life. And it was handed down to me from her. It was just how I seen the world functioned and how you could function in it and still not be present in it. And it took finding the truth that I was love and always have been love and always will be love. And there's nothing that I ever did that could fuck up love, right? Excuse my language, excuse my French. For all those that don't know me, I am a pastor of God and I do cuss, you know, because words are words. Whether it's a cuss word or a love word, it's still just a word. And it's not what's important, right? The words are not what's important. It's what's on the inside of us that's important. It's the love that we have for ourselves, for our creator, and for the humanity around us, for the people around us that matters most. So if my cussing offends you, I apologize. And I'm not sorry because that's just part of who I am. That's part of how I speak. It's part of the language I use. And it's just a description. So I hope you can get past that part because you may hear some more cuss words from me. Because one of my favorite sayings is, there's nothing you can ever do to fuck up love, right? Because so many of us believe that we've done something to fuck up love. We've done something to mess up love. We've ruined it by being present in this world, by being an addict, by having depression, by having bipolar, by going through traumas in our lives. And it's just not true. There's nothing we can do to fuck up love. So what was the results for me of releasing the belief system about myself by finding my truth in who I am? So I received love, light, and connection back inside of me. When I released the beliefs about myself, when I let go of the lie that I was worthless, I received love, light, and connection back inside of me. I got me back, right? And so can you. You can get you back by releasing the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, like worthless and no good and ruined. And I got back the love for myself, the love that I'd been searching for my whole life through other people. And I got back the love for life, for experiencing new things, for embracing each day. I went through 46 years of my life, well, probably 30 something years of my life anyway, of wishing I was dead every day, of not embracing life, of just being in it, just existing in it. And it was so hard to label myself that worthlessness that created the need to wish I was dead. It was so hard to exist in this world when all I wanted to do was die, when all I wanted to do was escape it. And most of all, what I get to do now is I get to share the same truth with you that set me free. And that that is the most beautiful gift of this transformation, is getting to share it with all of you so that you can transform the belief systems about yourself into what is truth and what is true for you. So how did I find my miracle? Whew. So I prayed for my miracle. I was in the most desperate place one day about a year and a half ago, and I was screaming and yelling and cussing at God, at my creator. I was so angry that I woke up another day. And I don't know if any of you here has ever experienced that, to where you go to bed at night and ask God to take you while you're asleep so you don't have to wake up to another day of an empty, worthless life, of being a drain on the people around you and harming those that you love. But I have, and I know the feelings that it brings. I know the hurt that it causes. So I was fighting and yelling and screaming at God one day, asking him why he wouldn't take me from this world. What am I here for? I'm nothing. I'm worthless, right? And I got on Facebook after a couple of hours of fighting and screaming and yelling. I mean, like, I talked to God just like I talk to you right now, you know, and I've always had that ability to voice with God. I've always known that he existed. It's something I was taught from a little child through my grandparents. So I always knew God was there. I didn't see me. I didn't see me as God saw me. So I couldn't understand why he would have created me and why I went through everything that I have been through in my life. And here in a little bit, I'll give you the testimony of my life and what I went through and why I used drugs, why I wanted to die instead of living. And that was the greatest limiting belief. What created the greatest limiting belief about myself? So how did I get my miracle? And how can you receive your miracle today? You can receive it and you can get it with the same formula that I use, that I'm giving you now. And as you can see, I'm not perfect. I left a whole word out of this slide right here. With the same formula I used, is what it should say, that I'm giving you now. You know, and I'm using this as an example because I want you to know that this is possible for you too. You don't have to stay trapped in the belief system about yourself. You can be set free. And the most beautiful part about it is there's nobody in this outside world that can set you free. You have to set yourself free. We all get to be our own superhero in solutions of recovery, because that's what it takes. It takes our will and our desire to be free, to receive freedom. I can't set you free. Sarah Jean can't set you free. None of the workers at Solutions of Recovery can set you free. You have to do that yourself. You have to desire to want to see yourself in your truth, and instead of the lies that you've been living in, instead of the worthlessness, instead of the addict, instead of the addiction. You can, and if you apply the tools that I'm going to give you here today, you will receive your freedom. You are the only thing stopping you. I'm not stopping you. Your children aren't stopping you. Joe Blow on the corner is not stopping you from receiving your freedom. Your drug dealer is not stopping you from receiving your freedom. You are the only one that's stopping you. You're the only one that believes that you're not worth it. And that's what this event is about, right? That's what this event is for, is to shift that belief system about yourself, to give you the gold nugget that you are worth it and that you have all the power within you that you need to set yourself free. So what was one of the ways that I set myself free? I accepted a 40-day challenge that shifted my life, that shifted my belief system about myself. And the challenge was very simple. And it began with saying nice things to yourself, with telling yourself, I am worth it. I can be free. I deserve freedom. I deserve love, and I deserve truth. The 40-day challenge totally shifted my life. Like, and when I first heard the challenge, when I first learned how to apply the 40-day challenge to my life with the I am affirmations, I am a powerful creator. I am worth love. I am worth everything. It didn't seem like it was going to work, right? And so I stuck sticky notes everywhere, all over my house, that reaffirmed that I am amazing. I am awesome. I am beautiful. And as these 40 days began, you know, I didn't see much change and I didn't see a real big shift. But on day 20 of the 40-day challenge, I began to feel it when I said it. It wasn't just saying an empty word. I am worth it. I am worth it. And it became my power tool. It became my power source. I am worth it. On day 20, it was it was my freedom. And so my brain just went blank for a minute. That happens to me sometimes, you guys. I know it happens to you too, so it's okay. I'm just gonna laugh about it and refocus and take a breath. So if
Does
you're
anyone
feeling
have anything that they want to say at the moment? Anyone want to talk about the miracles that they're seeing, anything that their takeaways are at the moment, and have anything to share? What's on your mind?
I can share.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Amy.
One of the things that I had a breakthrough on, which I didn't type in the thing, but I did have a breakthrough around it, was a limiting belief that I have. When you ask, do you want to be set free? Do you want to be free? Until you ask that question today, in some weird way, my belief was that dying would free me. Like that, when you were speaking of living every day wanting to die and being mad about waking up, I know that experience really well. And struggle with it still. So when you were speaking of that, it was like, yeah, I want to be free. I want to be free of this friggin' world. And I never really realized that there may be another kind of freedom. Maybe free to live, you know? So thank you.
Thank you for that share. That touched my heart, Amy. Like, wow, I'm so brave of you to do that. I also too had an experience around that. And my biggest quote, if you'd like to write this down, I've used it as a mantra that's helped me get through that, because I too was mad that I didn't want to wake up. And this is the mantra: be so in love with living that you forget about surviving. So I hope that helps you like it helped me, because I just repeated that so much, and I just started to focus on what makes me come alive every day. And it's you guys, it's the connections, it's the meaningful relationships, it's the people that are there. And it's just so amazing that you're here. And thank you for that, Amy. Thank you for bringing that into the world and for seeing you. Thank you. Does anybody else want to go? Anybody else have anything coming up for them? Any breakthroughs that they'd like to share as well?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Amy. That was so beautiful. And I so relate, and I'm in that moment with you at right now. You know, you're not alone in that moment. You're not alone in the moment and the feelings of wishing that you would never wake up again, that everything would just end, because I've been there in those moments too. And I know how alone and how scary they can be. And I am so glad that you wrote down that you can choose to live. You can choose to experience a life greater than anything we could have ever imagined. And it's in releasing the belief system about yourself that you don't deserve to live. That was my belief system about myself that created those feelings that I didn't deserve to live. I didn't have anything to offer this world. I was worthless. I was no good, and I didn't deserve to live. I didn't deserve to breathe in air every day. There was so many people around me that deserved to live, but I wasn't one of them. And I know how alone that can create I know how alone that feeling can create inside of yourself. And I know the despair and the hurt that it puts inside of us. So I just want you to know that today, Amy, that you are not alone and that you can choose life. We can choose life. We can choose to recover, and we can choose to get better. Go ahead, Christy's iPad.
I don't really. Am I on here? I can't really see myself. Can
You're
you see
on.
me? Or does
Yes,
everybody
ma'am.
else see me and I can't see me?
Yep.
Well, that's a little uncomfortable. I just ate some chocolate. And, is there any way I can see myself too? I don't mean to be like.
Oh, you're fine, sweetheart. Are you on a cell phone?
Yeah.
Just slide to the next screen. So just
Oh, I see
top
all
left.
of us.
There
I
you
feel
go.
better. Thanks.
Woohoo!
There we are. Or some of us, whatever. Anyway, yeah. So I personally just I've been a drug addict for quite some time, and so, you know, like it just was speed stuff at first, but anyway, I ended up making my own freebase, getting really good at that, and spending a lot of time alone and getting some psychosis, getting pretty crazy. I was my nephew's nanny, and so I felt really guilty once I realized the entities that had once I saw the battle that I was really in. That took a long time for me to get to even do that. I was pretty much like a nun at some point. I mean, it took a while to get this good and get this naughty. But either way, I was always never really wanting to live, because I was like, look at this world. You know, how do these people walk around not knowing how loved they are? It's just really sad from the time I was a little girl. So, but I chose to live because I knew I'd agreed to a life purpose. And this was that the only time I ever tried to really kill myself that I know of. I was like 7 years old. I was going to drink some bleach, I thought, with these thumbtacks. That's just what I saw. And spirit said, hey, yeah, that's just going to hurt you. You're just going to suffer real big. You ain't going to die. And you're going to suffer a long time from it. And so I said, okay, I'm not going to do that, because I saw my purpose before me. And I thought, how am I ever supposed to do this or be that person? And I thought, I cannot do this. You're going to have to make me. I'm not good enough. You have to make me do it. You have to make me do it. And then, like, so I'm 37 now. I'll be 38 in a couple of months. And recently I just was diagnosed with heart failure. My heart is working at 15 to 20%. I was just in the hospital, and I am 135 pounds right here. And less than 2 weeks ago, I was 175, and lost 40 pounds of fluid in a week. and almost blew my heart out. And a couple months prior to this happening, so now I have to learn low sodium, I have to learn all these things. So you go to a grocery store and you're just like, you just want to be like, boom, like the whole, like that's an old pattern, because see what happened is doing these drugs and doing these things. Like I've given out over 500 positive affirmation CDs. I have had endless things given to me. Just the gift goes on, keep on giving. I'm an abundant being. Prosperity flows freely through me. I've had a letter written to me from Louise Hay, if anybody knows. Like real talk, like I'm such a fighter for the truth. And for someone like me for all that, to hear myself talk now, after just day in, day out smoking so much fucking crack, I can take an ounce of cocaine, real good cocaine, tested, like from Colombia, fucking like bam, and just I can get rid of a whole ounce to the head within like a couple days. Easy. And when you make it into freebase, it really can make it into more, and it's nothing to be proud of. Obviously, I've almost blown my heart out, and I became filled with all this. There was one day I walked by the mirror, I was going to the bathroom, and I saw myself out the corner of the eye of the mirror, and I saw this like glint in my eye. I saw this thing, and my face went to the mirror, and I went, ah, and I did this awful laugh, and just all these things. So I started doing this like meditation, eye gazing, and just trying to feel my own soul. I know I'm alive, feel my heart. And just like these little things were holding on. My cousin recently got hit by a dumpster truck and died. So they had a graveyard praise and worship service at the end of the sunset after the funeral and burial and all that. And so anyway, I didn't realize this was going down. I'm at the funeral. Am I talking too much? Anybody got any complaints? All right, so I just don't want to like take over or anything. I'm trying to be like really to the point about the fact that we are alive and choosing to live, and reaching for that better feeling thought or asking a better question. Just to be able to recognize our own inner thought process and being able to say, hey, like go get in front of a mirror, look deep into those eyes, look deep into that soul, and just kind of notice where your heart is. Just feel that heart, feel where your heart is, and just gaze into your soul and feel that heart and come into alignment and feel that love of God, because God is so love. Like you fucking said, man, there is nothing I can do to ever escape God's love. So I'm at the praise and worship that my aunt is very much, just very much for God, has a super heart for God. Here her daughter just does. And I lost my brother, and I watched my mother, he was 26, and watched her suffer every day. And my aunt's out here like dancing with, like talking about Alicia's with Jesus and dancing. I was already like, I don't know how to move this camera, but already kind of mind blown. Anyway, so this woman comes up to me and she's like, can I talk to you? Will you walk with me? And I do. I was like, sure, okay, cool. Mind you that I have like $500 worth of drugs in my car every service. Like we kept moving from the church for the whatever part funeral, right, and then the burial, and I'm over here like, oh, my GPS, I made a wrong turn. I'm in the car like just doing my thing. And anyway, the lady wants to talk to me, but I was out there praising and worshiping. I was definitely crying. I was like, because I love to love. I'm in an eternal, for all eternity and beyond praise choir over here, girl. You know what I mean? My soul, my heart song is in there, in that eternal thank you. And that's what we all need to remind ourselves as well, or we all would not be on here together. But she talks to me and she says, you know what? She said, I see your crown. It's like some gift she's been given. She said, I see diamonds, so many diamonds, nothing but diamonds and silver. Jesus loves you. Jesus is proud of you. And I look at her, I said, Jesus is proud of me. Girl, I ain't even proud of me. Jesus ain't proud of me. I'm like, I don't even, it takes so much to forgive yourself. It takes so much to forgive yourself. And the fact that you accepted a 40-day challenge, I was triggered. I'm like, you're like, you have to do it on your own. You have to accept this challenge on your own. And I thought, nope, I know the prayer of my heart since I was a kid. Make me do it. Please, just make me do it. Please make me. And so anyway, I ended up with heart failure. And our thoughts are so powerful. And you can do these things in greater. And as a man thinketh, so is he. That is just a fact, man, whether you like it or not. They've proven it with scientifically now, like with the placebo effect, or they have all these ways, and I know it's true for me. And faith of a mustard seed. And I'm like, hey man, make me do it, make me do it, make me do it, right? And so I'm like, if I would just be in a certain situation where I'd have to get clean, I know I could do the rest. If I could just do this part, if you would just do that part for me, I'll do the other part. But I still had to have something that pushed. What did I need? Did I really need to have heart failure? Do you know how many times I've quit smoking cigarettes on mine? No, I know I could have done it. Now, I heard even Spirit say, you're getting way too comfortable. I felt the warnings, all the stuff. Then, you know what? I just didn't want to live. And I didn't really, why would I? I mean, look at, there's all these thoughts. When you start feeding those thoughts, that self-talk, and you feel like you have failed everyone, you have failed yourself. Even if God does love you, look at your loved ones you failed. Look at all the time you wasted doing what, and all these things, and just being here now. And I've been getting in the ocean every single day and allowing it to come over my crown. And like when I get in the shower, feeling it, just like allow yourself to come into a new alignment. And it has just been great. The grace of God, the prayer of my heart, whatever. I just want to remind you guys to be careful what you wish for. It's awesome you took a 40-day challenge. You took initiative, responsibility, claim your power, take the power. Don't let disease actually it all works together for good. And it's like, yeah, well, that's what the oppressor did for me, or the opposition. You might call it the dark or the this or the opposition, as that opposing opposition came at me, because though also the grace and the prayer of my heart, and I have a choice to choose to want to live. But I had to get sober to even get to that clarity. I didn't even realize how far gone. I'm like, who is this person? Is that who I've been the past 2 years, day in, day out? Thinking like that? Where was Christy? Where is Christy now? Listen to this self-talk. Yeah, I'm just over 2 weeks sober, I guess. And
Congratulations.
I'm like so grateful.
Congratulations, Christy. Thank you for sharing your heart with us. Thank you for sharing a part of you with us, because it's beautiful to see you. And I see you because I was you. Sarah Jean, she was you too. And it is how we speak to ourselves. It's how we feel about ourselves. Like, for me, what really created my addiction and was my thoughts about myself and what I believed about me.
Yeah, I think it is self-talk, and just a lot of it is what we deserve, just what we believe about ourselves. And wow, it's so hard to even see it, or how.
Christy,
I'm so sick
I
now.
want to gift you something that somebody gifted me. I forgive you. And that's the first step. And you are
That's the
gorgeous.
hardest.
You are beautiful. I see your heart. I see your love, and you deserve it. You deserve to be worthy and enough. And you could be that for yourself. And it was really hard for myself. And I saw God come to me. My walls were screaming when I wanted to try to commit suicide. I was shooting up dope. I was just like you. And it's the hardest thing. It takes a
It's
point where
so
you're
hard to
just going to
forgive
die.
yourself.
So, yeah. but I love myself so much now. And it's just, you got to say it every day. In the mirror, say it to yourself every single day. I love you, Christy.
I love you.
Oh, I love you so much for sharing
I
your
love
heart.
you
That's a
too.
big thing.
I love you too. Thank you. I just want to encourage people. I just don't want y'all to have to deal with heart failure.
Right. And you got this. There is no more heart
Yeah.
failure now. It's going to start beating out of your chest so big. You don't have that
I believe
anymore.
in miracles. It's a miracle for sure that I'm
That's right.
here.
It can
I
be
mean, can you
possible.
imagine in 2 days I was 20 pounds heavier, and like next thing I know, man, like within a week I lost 40 pounds. I felt like I'm shrinking. I had no idea what was happening to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was heart
Exactly.
failure. I thought that it was like, I thought a lot of crazy thoughts. I'll tell you that. I was going crazy. I think I've lost touch with reality.
Yes. I feel that I was there in that place where I thought I'd lost touch with reality and with who I was, right? Because I had lost touch with who I was. And by taking this 40-day challenge and practicing the positive thought process with my I am truth, because we are all powerful. We all have that power within us. And when we express it in our I am truth,
I like
it,
that.
it really does change. It really does change. It changes how we see ourselves, and it changes how we see the world around us. So when we're thinking all these negative thoughts about ourselves and about the world, that's what we attract to us, right? Because when we're using our I am power for the negative, we're applying the full force of God into our speech and into our thought, right? So if we shift that thought process from the negative to our positive I am truth, we can really shift our life, and we can shift the world around us, and we can shift what we bring back to us.
Right. Nope. Whatever you draw near to will draw near to you.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and it's just like, yeah, I'm open and receptive to my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. I can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. So let's go ahead and do it.
Let's
When I
just do it.
have memorized positive affirmation CD by Louise Hay called "You Can Heal Your Life," and then I got in touch with her and asked her if I could make copies and give them all away, and she gave me permission and told me as long as I gave them away, didn't charge, go for it. So I burned them up endlessly. I mean, I was like 20, 21 when I did that, and I worked at a little health food store. I was a cashier, and I just said, "Would you like a positive affirmation CD? Would you like a positive affirmation? You can do it. You can heal your life." I had to memorize the whole CD because it changed my way of thinking. I was molested so much in so many awful situations growing up, and just so many, just all, I mean, like, I was sent to a juvenile jail. I was sent to a girls' home. I mean, for nothing. I was homeschooled. And my dad burned down our house. I had to go to a public school. It was just endless shit, you know, for years. I mean, I watched my grandpa get murdered, you know, like, come on.
Mm.
Just
Yeah, I
awful
can
shit.
imagine.
Awful shit, just every single day for like the first 15 years of my life, at least. And I was like, and so I thought I had raped me tattooed on my forehead energetically. Like, that's what I thought in my head, in my mind. And I saw this book laying on my mom's friend's table, old school, with this rainbow thing and paperback, "You Can Heal Your Life." I said, I started thumbing through. It was awesome. Then my mom was like, "Oh, somebody gave me this CD or something. I thought you might like it or something." And it was all the affirmations. And so anyway, I started burning them, giving them away finally. I mean, that was at 15, 16. But by the time I was 20, believe you me, that thing was memorized. I was not getting raped. Oh no, because I was manifesting all these positive things, drawing that to me by my thinking. I was figuring out how, retraining your thinking and speaking, it works, especially if you feel it with powerful emotion. And I can be very emotional, and so I'd get in front of that mirror talking to myself, all animated. Girl, you got this. That's right. And I did body language like, I am open and receptive to all the good and abundance of the universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, life. I draw only goodness into me, only goodness. Yes, 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 yes. I am in alignment. I say yes to life. I say yes to benevolence. I am full of love and light. Yes, and I feel it so strong. I even get goosebumps right now. Ain't nothing to it but to do it right now. Come on. Hey, yeah. Like real emotional. And boy, was I creating goodness. I've been left in so many wheels of even people that are still alive. And I've had every single car I've ever had was given to me. I never paid for one picture. They paid for me to be a model, sent me to New York. I had money when I got there. I lived on Broadway. I wanted to know what it was like to be homeless. Went out to San Fran and decided to go see what it was like to be homeless, to see what it was like to have a trash can and live in a tent city. I didn't like it. I didn't like it much. So I rented a student's apartment. I had a round trip ticket, but I just wanted to be able to relate to everybody. I became a tantric yogi nun, but stayed family member. So it's really, they're all celibate. It's a non-demargi. So service to humanity is service to God. I got rebaptized on my 21st birthday. I was baptized on my 10th birthday through the non-denominational. It's right. First to the Seventh Day Adventist, and then it was just the harvest. And so I've studied every religion I could. Y'all have done 10 days of silence. I did the 5 days. I've done a lot of different seek and search with all your heart, soul, and mind until it just became this I just hit this such a depression and such a give up, fuck it, that I was like, oh well, after my brother died, and just the state of the human race alone, I am appalled. I'm like, oh, who wants to be a part of that? I mean, sometimes if I get too thoughtful in this thing, what we do to children, what we do to the planet, ourselves, the whole thing, that we're all connected, I'm like, fuck that. And I just started getting really higher and higher and higher. So I lost myself, and I did not, when you go to bed at night, a lot of times you lock your door, right? You keep your house clean. You close, you shut the door. You open the door, you shut the door. You don't just sit there. When you use the toaster, you got to plug it in. And what are you plugging into? What energy source was I getting? Not the right kind. And was I checking that door? No. And do things happen? We only see 10% of the light spectrum. There are so many things. The veils are very thin, and we can be so divinely guided and supported by the benevolence with all the nature spirit, with us, endless beauty, and all of nature's things. But there are some things that I don't think come from this. I don't know what, but
Right, most definitely. Christy, I'm going to shut you down there for just a little bit.
okay.
I'll give you.
You have to shut me down, please. I'm not offended.
Okay, great. I'll give you a chance to share again here in a little bit. Would you like to know the 4 steps that I use to achieve this shift?
Yes, let's hear.
So the 4 steps that Solutions of Recovery is based on, and the 4 steps that I base my life on now, is I believe love is all that exists. I've surrendered my belief system about myself to love. I remembered that I am created in the image of a divine creator who is nothing but love. And I remember my truth is I am love, and there is nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do to mess that up. There's nothing I can do to change it. I can be a drug addict on the street, shooting meth into my arm every day, and I am still love, and I am still light, and I am still connected with the creator, which is love. There's nothing that we can ever do to disconnect ourselves from what we are. You can't change the fact that you're loved by what you do. You can't even change the fact that you're loved by what you say about yourself. You can choose to believe that you're not loved, And it still doesn't change the fact that you are love. Because love is all that exists in this world. We're all created by a divine creator, and that creator is love. Everything that he creates is love. The whole universe that he created is love. So you can never mess that up. You can never change that. We don't possess the power within ourselves, even as powerful as we are, to take away the fact that we're love. So the 4 breakthroughs that I used, and I'm going to give somebody an opportunity here in a minute to go through a breakthrough and release the number 1 limiting belief about themselves. Because this is where I found my power in these breakthrough processes. So the first breakthrough process that we practice in Solutions of Recovery is called the regression breakthrough, and it's remembering the truth about you. It's remembering that the traumas that we go through in life doesn't mean anything about us. The resistance release breakthrough is a breakthrough that I use when something no longer serves me. If I'm feeling fear, I can release that fear through a breakthrough, through a process of words that give me freedom and give me my truth. We use the I love that, because love is all that exists. And everything that we go through in life is a lesson. It's not a failure. It's a lesson to teach us. So I did this way. I went through life for 40 years being a drug addict, trying to kill myself, and that didn't work for me. And I love that I had that experience, because without that experience, I wouldn't be where I am today. And then we do the Honopono. I don't know why I can't say this word, you guys. And I use this breakthrough every day. It's the Honopono self-forgiveness breakthrough. And this is the most powerful breakthrough for self-forgiveness. And Christy, if you're where you can write this down, love, I'm going to switch slides here in just a second, and it will give you the Honopono breakthrough of self-forgiveness. And it's a very easy breakthrough to go through. And I would like us to do this as a group for just a moment, because I know that we all carry things within ourselves that we have a hard time forgiving ourselves for. We've all done stuff that we believe we're unforgivable for. And this breakthrough has saved me so many times. It's given me self-forgiveness, and it's given me peace within myself. And it's very simple. It just goes like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And you can repeat this as many times as you need to repeat it, to feel the release and the breakthrough within yourself, and to give yourself that self-forgiveness, because forgiving ourselves is one of the most important things that we can do, right? It's even greater than forgiving those that hurt us, because until we can forgive ourselves, we can't forgive anybody. So who here is ready to transform their lives once and for all? The only thing it takes to live your dreams is commitment, is being committed to making a change, being committed to see yourself as God sees you, as your creator sees you, being committed to altering what you are currently functioning in, whether it's active or addiction, or whether it's active recovery. You can shift the level by making that commitment to yourself, that something's got to change, something's got to give, because I can't continue the way I am. Remember, sometimes we do the wrong thing for so long that the right thing feels wrong. Right? I almost said right. Did you catch that? But we do the wrong thing for so long that the right thing feels wrong. You know, for me, for so long, I was stuck in that pattern of being worthless and feeling worthless and doing worthless things and using drugs that when it come to the point of recovery, it felt wrong. It felt wrong to even believe that I deserved to recover or to get better. And it wasn't wrong. It was the most rightest thing I ever did for myself, was make the choice that I'm worth recovering. I'm worth getting sober and clean, and I'm worth finding myself. I'm worth finding the light and the love in this world. And everything you've heard here may sound or feel wrong, but you are just on the brink of remembering who you are. Just like I've remembered who I am. If it's possible for me to recover, it's possible for you to recover. It's possible for anybody to recover. So who here is ready to remember who you are? Who here is ready to remember that you are love, light, and connection, and there's nothing you can do to fuck that up? Woohoo, I love to see all your hands raised, because this is the most beautiful commitment that you can give yourself. It's the most beautiful gift that you can give yourself, is to remember who you are. Who wants to know what's possible for you when you do remember you are love and begin to love yourself? Yay, great, great. Did I skip a slide? No. I thought I skipped a slide, you guys. So transform your life to the one you've always desired and didn't believe you could have. Do you believe it's possible to transform your life from the life that you have right this moment into the life of your dreams, the one you didn't believe was possible for you? Who here is ready to dare to believe that they are worth love? Who here is ready to dare to believe that recovery is possible for them? And who here is ready to dare to believe that if it's possible for me, it's possible for you too? Yeah, I'm so excited that you're choosing you, because choosing you is the most important thing. Choosing you and choosing to shift how you feel about yourself and shift the belief system that you have about yourself into truth is what sets you free. And I'm here to tell you that all change happens in an instant. All change can happen in an instant if you choose it to. If you choose this to be your instant for change to happen in your life, it is 100% possible for you, just like it was possible for me. So who here is ready to believe, there goes my little tongue tie again, you guys. Who here is ready to dare to believe everything I said is possible for you too? Who here is willing to invest in themselves and plan on applying the 40-day challenge and the 4 steps to your life? Woohoo, I'm so glad you're choosing you. I'm so glad that you want to make this change today. I would like to share with you my testimony, and I would like to share with you the belief system that I had about myself that developed my addiction. So for me, at the age of 4, I was molested by my mother and my brother. My mother taught my brother how to molest me. And I was molested by my brother until I was 11 years old. Now, my mother, she disappeared out of my life at the age of 5 after teaching my brother this thing to do to me. My dad came and he rescued us from my mom, who was an alcoholic, who was a drug addict. My mother did a ton of hallucinants back in those days when I was a little child. You know, acid and hallucinants were very popular. And so my mother didn't 100% know what she was doing to us. I truly believe that in my heart. And my dad came and he took us. And my brother continued to molest me until I was the age of 11, when I decided that it was time to tell somebody. It was time to tell my truth, to set myself free. And when I confronted the dysfunction in my family and told my dad what was happening, my dad called me a liar. My dad could not believe that my brother was doing this horrible thing. He couldn't believe that one of his children could do this. Now, I didn't understand that in those moments. So I made that mean that I was worthless, that I was no good, and I wasn't worth believing. And that no matter if I spoke my truth or if I didn't speak my truth, it wouldn't be believed. So that created that very first belief system about myself, that I was worthless and I was no good. And it didn't matter if I stood up for what was right or what was wrong, because I wouldn't be believed anyway. And that belief system about myself is what created the addiction. It's what created the desire to self-destroy myself. And that is what I use the addiction for. It's what I use the drugs for. It's what I use the alcohol for, was to destruct this self, to destruct myself. It wasn't to hurt anybody else around me. It wasn't for the purpose of showing you, okay, if you can't believe me, then I'll just do this. I'll just be this. It had nothing to do with anybody outside of me. It had everything to do with what I believed about myself inside of me. And it was a self-destructive process that I continued from the age of 11, which began with smoking marijuana. And then at the age of 12, graduated into snorting cocaine. And at the age of 14, graduated into shooting cocaine, which eventually graduated into shooting crystal meth, because I found it lasted way longer than the cocaine high did. And it numbed me from all the pain and from all the hurt about myself. And I did that until I was 28 years old, when I tried to kill myself. And in those moments, I didn't see it as trying to kill myself, right? I just wanted to go to sleep. I'd been awake for almost 90 days. My best friend had hung himself in the basement of my sister. I call her my sister. It was her brother. And he hung himself in the basement of their house. And we come home high as a kite to find him hanging in the basement. And that was the worst thing I think I've ever saw in my life. And so I used tons of drugs after that, tons of meth to stay awake, because when I fell asleep, I would see that picture in my mind and I just wanted it to go away. I just never wanted to see that picture of the young man hanging again. You know, it was just more than I could handle. It was more than my mind could deal with in those moments. So I stayed awake and I stayed awake, and for 90 days. And I decided that I didn't have to live, and I didn't have to go through that, and I didn't have to see that. All I needed to do was go to sleep to achieve that. And it was the first time that I can remember begging God before I lay down in the bed to take me out of this world. and I took 87 Xanax that was prescribed to me by doctors. And on top of those 86 Xanax that I took, I also took 24 Klonopin, which was also prescribed for me by the doctors, along with a whole bottle of 90 antidepressants. And I laid down in my bed and I went to sleep. And thank God that I lived across the street from my daddy. And that day was family dinner day. It was a Sunday and it was family dinner day. And my dad had both of my kids that day. They were at his house visiting and playing. My children were 11 and 6 at that time. And my dad came across the street to get me for dinner. It was dinner time. And I wouldn't wake up real easy. He said it took forever to get me awake. And then he seen the pill bottles in the floor empty. And he asked me where all my medication went. And I told him I took it. I took it all and I just wanted to go to sleep and be left alone. And of course, my daddy didn't accept that. Thank God that he knew what was about to happen to me from taking all those medications. And he took me to the hospital and they pumped my stomach. And I fought them the whole time that they pumped my stomach, telling them that I wasn't going to die. I wasn't really trying to kill myself, which was a lie, because in all actuality, I took all that medication to not ever wake up and see my friend's brother hanging in that basement again. And that was the first time I went into rehab at the age of 28. And that's the first time that I went to church since I was 7 or 8 years old. And getting clean in those moments and getting into church saved my life in those moments. But I still didn't see myself as anything worth anything. I was still worthless. I was still no good. I found God and I found the love for God because I believed that God really loved me and I wanted to love him back and I wanted to give my life to him, but I didn't know how. I didn't know how to give my life to him because I hated myself. I couldn't forgive what I had done. I couldn't forgive myself for the way I'd lived, for the way I tried to kill myself. I couldn't forgive myself for what I'd put my children through. And I went on this vicious cycle of loving God and hating myself. And that is the journey that I spent for the next almost 20 years of loving God and hating myself and of battling the addiction, battling the feelings of worthlessness, and battling to not go back, to not relapse, to not use again. And there was several years that I stayed clean. And then there was several years that I used again. And there were again several years that I stayed clean and several years that I used again. And it went back and forth in this cycle up until a year and a half ago when I found Earthwaking University, when I found the event that saved my life, when I found the truth that I am the love that I was searching for. And that belief system that I had about myself is what created my addiction. So what I'm offering you here today and why I put on this event is to give you that truth that you can't fuck up love. There's nothing you can do to fuck up love. And I'm here to give you the 4 steps that saved my life, that love is all that exists, that I am love, that there's nothing I can do to fuck up love. No matter what, there's nothing I can do to separate myself from being love, not even not believing it. So who here would like a healthy fish tank to get to know yourself in, to find your truth in? Great. So who would like to find their truth with a group of like-minded, dedicated individuals who also are remembering their truth? Who here wants to remember who you truly are and be your own superhero today? Great, because I'm about to tell you how you can do that. Why? Why am I telling you how you can do that? Why am I offering this to you? Because I was you, and because I see you. I see your hurt, I see your pain, and I see the love that you are. I see you past what you see about yourself is why I'm offering this. And this is why I created Solutions of Recovery, so you could see yourself as you are too. Why? Because you are worth it. You are worth it just like I was worth it. How do I know you're worth it? Because I was worth it, because we're all worth it, because love is all that exists, because you are love and I am love. No matter if we're deep in addiction, no matter if we're beginning in recovery, no matter if we've been in recovery for 20 years like I was struggling, we are still worth it. We are still worth finding a truth of who we are. So if it's true for me, it's true for you too. So here's the question. Will you dare to believe you're worth it? Will you take the action and take the steps to find your truth and to make the change in your life? Will you apply the 40-day challenge? Will you give yourself a chance to find the love that you are within yourself? So I'm going to stop my screen share for just a minute because I really want to connect with you personally for just a moment. And I'd like to offer someone here a breakthrough in their most limiting belief about their self. If anybody's willing or wanting to let go of something that you've been carrying with you, something you believe about yourself that makes you worthless. Dexter. Hi, Dexter.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing amazing. How are you today?
It's a beautiful day. I'm doing amazing too.
Great, great. So what is the belief system that you would like to release about yourself today, Dexter?
Um, the fear of getting close to someone.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. So this is how the breakthrough process works for those of you that don't know how it works yet, that's new to the Solutions of Recovery. So I'm going to ask Dexter a series of questions, and he's going to give me a series of answers, and we're going to remind him of his truth in the middle and at the end of it. So when he's done receiving the breakthrough, he will have his truth to stand in. So you want to take a couple of deep breaths with me, Dexter, and just center yourself. Breathe in and just breathe out and relax our bodies. And the breakthrough I'm going to do today is called the regression breakthrough. And we're going to go back to the first time that you felt disconnected from love, Dexter. The first time that you were afraid to show your love or allow someone else to love you. Do you remember what age you were or what the situation was that created this belief?
Started when I was about 10. My mother died. And after she died, my grandfather came to me and said, your mama gone now. So now you're mine. So he took me on his wing and you know, I was still in love, but I was still sad a little bit because I didn't know who I was gonna bring my grades home because my mom was teaching school teacher. And I had to have good grades, and she would applaud me on my good grades. And then after living with my grandfather and grandmother, it was a different family dynamic because it was like two other cousins that were brothers living there, and there was another girl, she was a cousin. So we all grew up like brothers and sisters, but where the disconnect came in is one day we were cutting firewood, me and my two older cousins and my granddaddy, and he was cutting on this one tree and it split weird. It was like, okay, let's go cut down another tree, granddaddy. You know, that one, I would think that's gonna be too safe. He looked at it, he said, told me to step back out the way so if something happened, it just happened to him. And time he touched that chainsaw to the tree snapped and caught him in the middle. I was like, what is going on? And we tried to get the tree off of me. It was huge. We couldn't move it. And so my oldest cousin ran and got my uncle, and me and the closest, the middle cousin, me and him was there with my granddaddy who died. My cousin was saying we could see him he's trying to breathe. Then we saw when he stopped trying to breathe, and I was like, man, I gotta go through this again. It was really, that really kind of showed my life off that. And after that, I was just felt like not getting close to anybody because it seemed like if I got close to them, they died or something would happen. And that pretty much made me alone throughout my life. And, you know, started attracting like women in my life to be somebody that didn't really love me, didn't really care. And no matter how much I did, it wasn't that cycle. To this day, I'm trying to get out of it. That's my story.
Okay, that's beautiful, Dexter. Thank you for sharing that with us. And so what did you make that moment mean about you? There when your grandpa got smashed by the tree, you've lost your mom, now you've lost your grandpa. What did you make that moment mean about you?
Seemed like everybody I got close to died. So that made me put up this barrier without getting too close to anybody. Like my grandmother, she loved me and I loved her, but it was still like a barrier there that wouldn't let me fully feel like, you know, I was really loved because that trauma, what had happened, you know, we just had to go on with our lives. They didn't sit down and talk with us about it. And we just had to just make do the best way we could. And we knew how. So I don't know. That's what it made me feel.
Are you ready to release that belief system about yourself that you don't deserve love and that you will never have love in your life?
Yes.
So what we're going to do is I would like you to choose somebody to bring back into that moment in your life that would tell you the absolute truth. No matter what, it can be anybody you choose, or it can be your pet, it can be your best friend, it can be an imaginary character, just as long as you believe that they are telling you the truth.
Okay, I got someone.
Okay, who would that be?
Lenore, she's my she like my little sister. She wasn't there when it happened, but she lived through the whole thing with us. So she's, you know, very spiritual, and she's on my team for sure.
Beautiful, beautiful, great. So we're going to go back into that moment, and I want you to close your eyes. That moment right before you told yourself that you didn't deserve love or that you would never have love. And I want you to drop into your heart, and I want you to feel that emotion, that feeling for just a moment. And right before you tell yourself this belief that you will never have love, you will never deserve love, you will never find love, I want you to allow Eleanor to tell you the truth about yourself and about what these moments meant. What would she say to you?
You say, Dexter, you're a loving, kind spirit. You need lots of love. You need extra love. You deserve lots of love. And, don't never feel like you're not loved, because I always love you. I'm her favorite cousin. And, she just, where I'm at in my life right now, this place is domiciliary. She's so happy I'm here because she said I never had that moment my whole life just to really take care of myself as far as not have to always be in a struggle. So that's how I feel. She would be
Beautiful.
telling me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how does this new belief system, this new story that Eleanor's told you, how does that shift your belief about you deserving love?
Making a big difference. My hands are trembling, so it's making a big difference. Like, I can feel the energy. So something's happening. I can't explain it all the way.
Beautiful, beautiful. And with this new belief system that you deserve love and you are worth love, what do you now see possible in the world? What do you now see possible in your life?
Finding true love, loving myself first, and helping others to see love in their self, in their heart. Everybody deserves love. And it really starts with yourself first. And I'm gonna focus on my inside, just loving myself first before I can try to love somebody else or have somebody else come into my life. I need to make sure I'm okay and here first. Then I can worry about outside of myself later.
That's so beautiful, Dexter. Thank you so much for sharing your story, for being vulnerable, and for allowing us to see you. And that is your truth. You do deserve love. You are worth love, and you are love. And finding that love within yourself is where you begin. And then you'll be able to receive it from the outside, from other people, and you'll be able to give it as well. So thank you so much, Dexter. Thank you for being vulnerable, and thank you for being here today. And thank you for wanting and desiring and daring to believe that you are worth it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So I'm going to go back to our slideshow now. And I have the wrong screen lit up. Just a moment. Okay, here we go. There we go. So again, I'm going to ask this question. Who here is willing to dare to believe you are worth it? Here's your chance to make a choice and to choose you. And to join my 12-week mastermind program and learn to apply all the tools that I've given you here today. Learn to do the breakthrough processes, learn to find your truth, learn how to apply the 4 steps to freedom to your life. And don't just join to remember, and join to grow with a group of individuals like you. And don't just join for that. Join to remind another of their truth until they can find it themselves. Join to release the love, light, and connection you've been missing in your life. And get all of that. Plus, today I'm giving you even more. You get lifelong friends, and you get a family to love and laugh with and celebrate with you within our group at Solutions of Recovery. So you get a 12-week workbook to assist you along the journey, a deep, in-depth walk along the roadmap to freedom, a guide to use each breakthrough technique in your life, and you also get a personal one-on-one breakthrough meeting with me each week. Plus, you get one group meeting each week where all the group gets together and we discuss how the week's going, how the homework's going, and how you're applying and how things are shifting in your life. The group is your resource. It's your space to be who you are and to express your feelings safely. So not only will you get all that, plus you will also get a free download of my newest book. And the book is called Solutions of Recovery, What Dr. Bob and Bill W. Didn't Tell You. You don't have to be a victim to addiction the rest of your life. And this book contains my full life story and my full testament. What I give you was just a piece of my testament, and it was the part that I thought was the most important today. So it also contains the exact roadmap I took to freedom from addiction and the label of addict. It will also provide you the information on how I healed depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, multiple personality disorder, and anxiety. And you will get the 4 breakthroughs I used to release all of these in that book, plus the only 4 steps I used to get to where I am today. And the most beautiful thing about this book is it's all in 40 pages. It's a simple roadmap that anyone can follow. So what you will be recovering with this book is you. You can recover yourself and your truth. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. And that's not all that you'll be getting today. I'm also gifting you a gift that keeps on giving. I'm gifting you 5 free tickets to the most amazing 2-day event in the world where transformation and truth are endless. It's called Awaken Life Live. Now, this is the event that transformed my life. This is the event that saved my life and that changed how I feel about myself and how I view myself today. This is the event that came across my news feed after I prayed to God to allow me to see myself as He saw me. If you want to write down this link, please do, feel free. This is my personal affiliate ID link. So when you sign in with this link, it guarantees that you will get all 5 of your free tickets. And I'm gifting you 5 tickets instead of just 1, because I want you to invite your family. I want you to invite your friends. I want you to invite those that you love that need to recover themselves too. So I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes to get this all wrote down. And then I'm going to switch my slide here. And you can also take a screenshot of this if you're on your cell phone, and that way you have it for future reference and to be able to use your tickets if you don't get it wrote down all the way. Okay, here we go. Oh, skipped a slide. Plus, yes, there is more that I'm giving you today because I believe you're worth it. And I believe that not only Solutions of Recovery, but the Awaken Life Live events, the village, the tribe that I'm part of can shift and change your life. And that's what this event is about. It's about creating a shift and a change in your life and how you see you. So what else are you getting? You're getting a tribe of your own in our virtual village. In the virtual village that I'm a part of, in the mastermind group that has shifted my life. And here is your link to become part of this beautiful Earth Waking Village is the name of it. It's a community and it's by special invite only. So screenshot or write down this link here, and this will get you your invite. This will get you into our virtual village. It is an app and it acts a lot like Facebook, except there's no hate. There's no trash talking. There's no news. There's no craziness. There's only love, light, and connection within our village. There's only hope and faith and people like me that want to see you succeed and want to be the best possible you that you can be. Okay. And why am I giving this? All because I want to see you succeed and remember your true power. Why? Because I believe you're worth it. Because I know you're worth it. Because I was worth it. And if I was worth it, you are worth it too. So with all that I'm giving you, what would you expect to pay? What would you expect to have to pay for that? So you're getting 2 mastermind groups. You're getting the Solutions of Recovery, my mastermind group class. You're also getting the mastermind group that I joined that is by special invite, the Earth Waking Village Mastermind. You're getting an exclusively designed program to release every limiting belief about yourself and that it's held you captive. You're getting a personalized workbook to walk you through all 12 weeks lessons. You're getting the how to do personal breakthrough worksheet. Plus you're getting my personal testimony and the 40-day roadmap book that I use to set myself free. You're also getting your own personal tribe of like-minded lighthouses growing into their truth. You're getting 5 free tickets gifted to you worth $33 each to the most transformational 2-day live event there is today, the Awaken Life Live event, and a once a week live meeting with your peers, with a group of like-minded individuals going through the same process that you're going through, working the same steps that you're working. And you're getting a one-on-one breakthrough with me every week. That's 8 amazing life transforming offers. So what would that be worth to you? You would normally pay $5,000 for all these offers and for all these gifts that I'm giving you today. But today only, if you sign up in the next 24 hours to the Solutions of Recovery, you get all eight gifts for the low price of, are you ready? $1,000. It's a $1,000 donation to Solutions of Recovery. Why would I give you all this for such a discounted price in the next 24 hours? Because I believe in you and I believe you're worth it. I believe that every one of us has the ability to transform and shift our lives. And I believe that your worth making this $1,000 donation to Solutions of Recovery to receive it. Why? Because I believe in you and I want you to believe in you too. I want you to have the tools and the knowledge to set yourself free and to take your power back. Even if you don't sign up, I still want to gift you. I still want to gift you a special free gift. Use the link below and sign up for your free breakthrough and release the #1 limiting belief about yourself that's holding you back. It's a $100 45-minute live breakthrough call with me, absolutely free. And this is the link that you can go to. Screenshot this or write it down. This is my calendar link. You go to this link, schedule your appointment, set up your breakthrough, and I will send you the Zoom link to connect with me on your day and time, and we will break through the #1 limiting belief about yourself. And as I said, that's $100 donation that I usually charge for this, and I'm giving it to you today 100% free of charge. This will cost you nothing, and it will set you free of one limiting belief that's holding you back. So your donations are accepted. We are a nonprofit founded program, Solutions of Recovery, and all donations are welcome. Whether you choose in or not, your donation is still welcome and still needed to help make sure that this program, that this event gets out to those seeking change in their life and seeking truth in their life. It's your donations that keep us going and keep the program pretty much free to everyone, right? There is a donation charge for the 12 weeks, but I give tons and tons of free information on our Facebook page every day. And your donation helps me to continue to be able to give this. It pays for our Zoom room where we hold all of our meetings and all of our events. And one last offer I'd like to give for those of you who are still questioning whether this could work for you or not. I also have a 4-week program where you learn how to apply the 4 steps to your life to create a major shift in how you see yourself, and a digital copy of my book for the one-time price of $297. And that, folks, is a great deal to get this 4-week program to learn to apply these steps to your life to begin working this process. So now you have no reason whatsoever not to invest in yourself. And if that wasn't enough incentive, skipped it. We will also make an easy payment arrangement with you. There's no reason why you can't choose in today, because I'm willing to work with you on any amount that you can donate to Solutions of Recovery. In the next 24 hours, we'll get you started, even if it's $10, even if it's $20, even if it's $100, whatever you have to give right now will get you started in Solutions of Recovery and get you on your road to freedom, right? And as you go through the program, whichever one you choose, we'll work out an easy payment so you can continue to receive your truth and continue to get the healing and the growth that you need to recognize the beautiful, amazing person you are. And why would I do that? Because I know you're worth it. I know you're worth the investment. I know it's worth investing in yourself. My programs, Solutions of Recovery programs, are designed to set you free, and they're designed affordable for anybody to achieve. Remember, we do the wrong thing so long, the right thing feels wrong. And I'm telling you, before you make your final choice, remember this statement. Whether you choose you today or not, your truth will still never change. You are always worth it, and you are always loved. And I love you. Borrow my faith in you and choose you today too. So thank you for choosing you, and thank you for signing up for this event and for sticking around and receiving your truth, and just for being with me today, for being with me in this space and sharing who you are and sharing the things that you've been through in your life has been just the most beautiful gift to me. And I love being light, and I love being loved today. And I want you to love being light and being love also. So wait, before you go, even if you choose not to sign up in the next 24 hours, I have one more gift for you just for attending this event today and staying to the end, whether you choose in or not. I'm going to gift you one free ticket to Awaken Life Live event to everyone here, just because I am living proof that this transformational event can create the shift in your life that you're looking for. So whether you choose into Solutions of Recovery or not, I am still gifting you a ticket to the event that changed my life. You go to awakenlifelive.com to register for the event, and the next event is actually coming up in the next weekend. So to be the 25th is the next weekend event. Let me pull my calendar just a second. I want to give you the exact dates here so I'm not wrong on them. So it'll be the 25th and the 26th. So go get registered for that free event, awakenlifelive.com, and claim your free ticket. And there's the link if you would like to screenshot it or write it down again. It's www.awakenlifelive.com. And to sign up for our program, for the Solutions of Recovery program, you will go to www.solutionsofrecovery.com. Again, I will read that out to you again, and I'll go a little bit slower because I realize sometimes I speak fast. So it's www.solutionsofrecovery.com. And you scroll down about to the middle of the page and you'll find this event link. And then at the top of the page, you'll find your selections, and the programs will be under it. And you can go in and choose the program that works best for you. Send me an email, I'm in, and we will get your onboarding scheduled and we'll get your payment plan set up. And you are welcome. You are welcome to Solutions of Recovery Facebook page. It's a group that we have there in Facebook. It's Solutions of Recovery, SOUL, Solutions of Recovery. It's on Facebook. And we do a lot of great events, a lot of great things, and you'll find all of our event links there also. And thank you for choosing you today, because every seed planted is another victory. And that will end our event. I'm going to open the room stop the screen sharing and open the room for just a moment. If anybody would like to ask any final questions before we go, I am about 7 minutes over, so I understand if you need to go, that's okay. And if you would like to share, now is the time. So let me just stop this screen share so I can be present with you. I'm so glad that you chose you today and that you chose to be a part of this event.
Thank you, thank you. It it kind of overlapped with another event, so that's kind of why I was late. It overlapped with the I forget the name of it. It was like I thought it had something to do with the visionary thing, but class that I'm in. So, but I loved it. It was great. I felt so good with the breakthrough. I could feel the energy. My hands were like this. I was like, what is she doing to me? So,
That
but
is so
it
beautiful.
felt good. It felt good, and I think you're gonna do well. Um, uh, yeah, but I just want to say I love you, and I appreciate everything you've done for me. You introduced me to this group, to this Earth Waking Village, and it just really kind of changed. It has definitely changed the trajectory of my life because you know I just see so much hope, and you know it things look bad, but just because it look bad, it doesn't mean everything is bad. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good going around, and I'm just happy to be aware and awake and conscious enough to see that. Um, and it's been a true blessing. You've been a true blessing to me. I want to just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
You are so welcome, Dexter. It has been such a pleasure getting to know you and you being a part of Solutions of Recovery and a part of Earth Waking. And I am so proud that you chose to shift your life and you chose to learn to love you because that's where it all begins. And I dropped some links into the chat in case you weren't able to get them as I was going through the slides. And so Christy, would you like to share anything before we sign off here, darling? You're muted, babe. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you both, and thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you for listening to mine, and I think it's awesome that you're willing to share and offer so much, from the bottom of your heart. And that's beautiful. That's what's up, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you. I
Love you
appreciate
too.
y'all. I'm like running to go do stuff. So
all right, we'll
help my
get
sister clean her workers that show up or whatever, people.
right,
Anyway,
right.
I love you guys. Thank you. Hopefully we'll stay in touch. And I thought my friend Katie might be on here. She invited me and she thinks a lot of you, Pastor. And she was saying that you were her friend and she was like, you should check it out. And I'm going to let her know how grateful I am. And, it's a small world after all, but thank you for all that heart share. Thank you for being genuine. Thank you for that believing. Love is all there is. When everything else is shaken, the only thing that stands is that truth, that love.
Definitely.
And I'm glad for the reminder. I'm glad for this healing moment. Thank you all. We all shared our stories. We all saw death, before our eyes that we didn't want to see. I thought that was ironic. You don't always hear that, and maybe it's more common than we think. I really haven't been in a lot of groups or rehabs or anything. So
yeah. We'll get joined in with us, Christy, on Facebook for sure. Our Solutions of Recovery. I have a Facebook group there.
I did screenshot a lot of stuff and I think I recorded it. I'm not sure, but
okay. Yeah, get joined in with us, keep connected. Even if you don't choose to take the program right away or whatever, we are here for you. I will never leave anybody in the darkness by themselves ever because I've been there alone and I know how it feels.
That's so beautiful, baby. I love that. That's so genuine. It has to be 100 to be 100. And you know, cool. I wish you, man, I know. Thank you. I wish you all the best and abundance always. Thank you for that. Thank you for holding on to that light. and
You're
being a
welcome.
lifeline. Thank you for the lifeline. I'm
Woohoo,
here with us. I'm here with y'all. I'm cheering y'all on too.
good deal, good deal.
I'm Christy Sue Williams on Facebook. My name Christy and then SUE Williams.
All right, Christy. Nice
With an
meeting
S.
you.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, but I really barely ever get on any social media, and I really like I just downloaded Zoom app and all this stuff. That's why I was late. I mean, the only reason I got on was because my friend Katie just came, like was visiting from Costa Rica. She's been living out in a whole nother country, you know, so I haven't even seen her in over a year.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
this program-
Christy, Katie is a beautiful person. I love her to death. I dropped my phone number. I don't know if you can see the chat, Christy, but I dropped my phone number in chat. So be sure to screenshot that real quick before we close because
Oh, you got to screenshot it. I'm glad you said that because I didn't know if you could go back. Oh, I see it right there.
yeah.
And so did somebody up here, Sarah Jean did.
Yeah.
That was sweet. I'll drop mine too. And
just keep in touch because like I
but
said,
where are you
every
located?
sequence- I'm located in Arkansas and Sarah Jean is in Oregon, I think right now, or somewhere up there, but she lives in Texas. So
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, right by the beach, Folly Beach. It's warm here. I moved
it
from
is here too.
Asheville, North Carolina, which was is gorgeous, but there's a lot of cold. It's colder. It's a lot colder.
Heck yes.
I like that.